In a few of our recent videos, we discussed some of the steps that Darth Sidious took to ensure that Order 66 was successful, allowing the Sith to complete their grand plan to destroy the Republic and Jedi Order. However, even with these conditions in place, there were still a number of Jedi who, regardless of what Sidious did prior to Order 66, were too skilled and too powerful to be eliminated by the clone troopers when Sidious executed Order 66. Jedi such as Obi-Wan and Yoda come to mind when we consider those who were able to survive Order 66. But in today's video, we'll consider 3 other Jedi who were able to successfully defend themselves against the clone troopers who turned against them at the end of the Clone War. These Jedi were Quinlan Vos, Beyghor Sahdett, and A'Sharad Hett. We'll start by looking at the story of Quinlan Vos, whose story is revealed within issue number 82 and issue number 83 of the Legends Star Wars Republic comic series. At the end of the Clone War, as seen within the Star Wars Republic comic series, Quinlan Vos was on the planet of Kashyyyk with Yoda and Jedi Master Luminara Unduli. When the order was given by Palpatine to execute Order 66, Quinlan's vehicle was fired upon by the clone troopers. We then see that despite the significant explosion that resulted, the confused and injured Jedi attempted to put together the details of what occurred. Initially, Quinlan believed that he'd been attacked by the Separatists, not yet recognizing that it was the clone troopers. Eventually, Quinlan saw that the clone troopers were looking for him, recognizing at this point that he wasn't attacked by the Separatists but by his own troops, with a similar conclusion being made for the attacks that occurred upon Luminara and Yoda, causing Quinlan to consider just how many Jedi experienced the same attack. As Quinlan made these realizations, he ignited his lightsaber to defend himself from an attack launched by the clone troopers. As Quinlan was pursued by the clone troopers, he used the Force to defend himself, knocking a clone trooper from their speeder bike, and then gaining control of the vehicle to escape. However, his escape was thwarted as his vehicle was destroyed, with Quinlan escaping the blast just in time. At the wreckage of the vehicle, Commander Fey, who Quinlan was working with on Kashyyyk, gave his orders to the clone troopers searching for the Jedi, recognizing that although Quinlan was injured, he was still dangerous. With that, Fey ordered the clone troopers to search the forest, attempting to successfully carry out Order 66. Quinlan would escape into the trees of the planet, using a Jedi holocron to record a message. At this point, Quinlan understood a number of details regarding what happened, recognizing that it was the Sith who was in control of the war. Not only that, but he considered the possibility that he was the last Jedi remaining, seeing that it was possible that Jedi such as Obi-Wan and Anakin were eliminated in the same way as Luminara, and very nearly as himself. Quinlan concluded that he wouldn't allow the Sith to win, allowing his anger to grow within him. The Jedi was no longer concerned with following the teachings he was committed to, allowing his anger to push aside the pain he felt as a result of the previous attack, giving him the strength he needed to survive. Understanding this, Quinlan vowed to have his vengeance, making things right by calling upon both the light side and the dark side of the Force. With that, Quinlan decided to go on the offensive against the clone troopers who were pursuing him. However, although he ultimately wanted to destroy the Sith, he was still being pursued by Commander Fey and the clone troopers on Kashyyyk. Quinlan, through the help of memories he had of Jedi such as Yoda and Mace Windu, was able to emerge victorious during numerous encounters he had with the clone troopers on Kashyyyk, thwarting their efforts to carry out Order 66. During this time, his efforts were made even more difficult by the fact that he couldn't sense the clone troopers with the Force. Not only that, but he was struggling to prevent himself from going down a path that led to the dark side, particularly through his desire to avenge the Jedi, who he realized must have also been betrayed by the clone troopers. Although Quinlan utilized his powerful abilities to continuously eliminate the clone troopers who were pursuing him, the Jedi was also aided by a Wookiee on Kashyyyk. Ultimately, Quinlan would hear the voice of Commander Fey, who threatened to eliminate not just him, but also the Wookiees who were assisting him. At this point, with Quinlan committing himself to the path of a Jedi, he understood that he needed to stop Commander Fey, recognizing that it wasn't necessarily up to him to destroy the Sith out of a desire to avenge the Jedi, but instead to defend those who needed it. Therefore, with this understanding guiding him, as well as recognizing himself as a being of light and the Force, Quinlan took his chance to try to eliminate Fey, despite the danger of doing so. In the end, although the comic issue makes it appear as though the final confrontation between Quinlan and Fey resulted in both of their demise, the issue ends by revealing that Quinlan was able to survive, demonstrating that he was too skilled and powerful to be eliminated by Order 66. Next, we'll look at the story of Jedi Master Beyghor Sahdett, which is revealed within the Legends Star Wars Dark Times comic series. In the Legends Star Wars Republic comic series, we see a victorious Beyghor Sahdett, who was able to defend himself and dispatch the clone troopers who attempted to carry out Order 66. But in the Star Wars Dark Times comic series, we see how skilled and powerful he was, where it's revealed that he also had a respected reputation as a lightsaber duelist, demonstrating how he was able to survive Order 66. Following Order 66, Beyghor was ultimately able to locate another Jedi survivor of Order 66 named Das Janir, a Jedi who Darth Vader knew about and was attempting to locate. Beyghor then put forward a plan to Janir and his group. Recognizing that any attack on the Empire itself would be unsuccessful, Beyghor argued instead that they should focus an attack specifically on Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, seeing them as, quote, obvious weak points. For Beyghor, eliminating either Palpatine or Vader would significantly weaken the Galactic Empire. Ultimately, Beyghor and the group, including Janir, traveled to the planet of Kestavel, where it's revealed that they went to the planet to attempt to get another Jedi who survived Order 66, the Jedi Master Hudora, to help them with their plan against Palpatine and Vader. However, it's here where it's revealed through Hudora that Beyghor's plan to weaken the Empire through an attack against the Emperor and Vader was a lie, with it also being revealed by Janir that he had also known for some time that Beyghor was lying. Demonstrating the power and skill Beyghor had that would allow him to survive Order 66, Janir explained that he didn't want to confront Beyghor by himself as he understood his reputation with a lightsaber. A lightsaber duel then broke out between Beyghor, Janir, and Hudora, showing how skilled Beyghor was with a lightsaber as he dueled both Jedi. Eventually, although Beyghor appeared to get the upper hand at numerous points of the duel, even as others also intervened to attempt to help Hudora and Janir, they ultimately emerged victorious as Hudora disarmed Beyghor and force-pushed him into a wall, ending the duel between them. Importantly for our video, after the duel, the two Jedi acknowledged how difficult an opponent Beyghor was. Following the duel, with Beyghor having been defeated, he revealed what happened previously and why he betrayed Janir and Hudora. Beyghor told them about the Emperor, describing him as, quote, coiled fury, limitless rage, like fire and lightning, or a crushing ocean of hate. Beyghor, having described the Emperor, explained the moment when he confronted Palpatine for the first time, the time when he learned that no one would be able to withstand or stand up to him, something he learned too late. The issue then revealed these moments, when Beyghor and 4 other Jedi were captured after Order 66 and then brought before the Emperor. At this point, Palpatine offered only one of them freedom, but they had to fight each other for it, with freedom being granted to the Jedi who emerged victorious. However, with Palpatine knowing what path they would choose, the Jedi allied with each other to attempt to defeat the Emperor. As the duel progressed, the Emperor began to eliminate the Jedi, with Beyghor noting that he had never seen such skill and speed when referring to Palpatine. Recognizing this, and with Beyghor and only one other Jedi remaining, Beyghor turned against her, betraying her so that he could survive. Ultimately, Beyghor revealed that he had already contacted the Emperor about the location of Janir and Hudora, with it very likely that Darth Vader would be arriving. In the end, Beyghor would eventually be located by Vader upon Kestavel, but after Beyghor told the Sith Lord that he didn't know where Janir was, and that he was also a former Jedi who was recruited by Palpatine to help locate Jedi so that they weren't a distraction to Vader, Vader didn't receive this information well, and quickly eliminated Beyghor. The final Jedi that we'll look at in today's video, who is able to successfully confront the clone troopers during Order 66 and emerge victorious, is A'Sharad Hett, also known as the Sith Lord Darth Krayt, whose story is revealed in the Legends Star Wars Legacy comic series. Within issue number 16 of the Legacy comic series, Darth Krayt explained to Cade Skywalker his understanding of the Jedi, with Krayt reflecting on his time as a Jedi more than a century earlier, a time when he was known not as the Sith Lord Darth Krayt, but as A'Sharad Hett. As explained by Krayt, the Sith was able to live so long through Krayt having mastered Sith techniques for prolonging life. Krayt began by explaining to Cade his history with Anakin Skywalker, who the Sith Lord noted was related to Cade during the Clone War, regretfully failing to have acted in ways that he felt might have prevented Anakin's path with the dark side of the Force, thereby preventing the negative consequences that resulted from Anakin's actions. However, Cade did not simply accept that Darth Krayt had previously been a Jedi, particularly in the era before Emperor Palpatine's Galactic Empire. As Cade pointed out, Krayt's story seemed unbelievable, given that the Jedi had been wiped out at the end of the Clone War. Demonstrating Cade's knowledge of that period, he pointed out that Order 66 resulted in the clone troopers turning against the Jedi and eliminating them. However, Darth Krayt then revealed exactly what happened during this period, and importantly for this video, how he survived Order 66. As explained by Krayt, when the order for the clone troopers to execute Order 66 was given by Palpatine, he was scouting away from the clone troopers who he was with at the time. As Krayt explained further, he saw other Jedi who were betrayed and eliminated by the clone troopers. However, Krayt did not experience the same outcome as the significant number of Jedi who were eliminated during Order 66. As the comic issue demonstrates, just like Quinlan Vos and Beyghor Sahdett, he was able to emerge victorious against the clone troopers when they turned against the Jedi. After surviving Order 66, being too skilled and powerful for the clone troopers who attempted to eliminate him, Krayt then fled the planet he was on, and after recognizing that the Jedi comm channels were silent and that he couldn't sense any other Jedi after reaching out with the Force, Krayt concluded that a light had gone out in the galaxy, and that he was alone. But in this way, Darth Krayt, or more correctly, A'Sharad Hett, was a Jedi who was able to survive Order 66 due to his own power and skill. So there we have it, Jedi who were too skilled and powerful to be eliminated by the clone troopers during Order 66. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me... For Darth Krayt.